Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here back with more Let's Play Final Fantasy IX, and we're here in Lindblum Castle. And I've got some stuff, like I said, I got all of the stuff that I got off of the Black Waltz. We got another steepled hat, linen cuirass, and silver gloves. The silver gloves are the rare drop from him, from what I can tell. Ice damage reduced by 50%, combat gloves. So, we've got some stuff. We're going to wait to equip those here in a second. We got a fountain we can look at. Blessing of Water, celebrating 20 years of rule under Sid the Ninth. Under Kid. Looks like there's no place to insert the medal. So, a medal, I wonder if that's the Stelazio coin they're discussing. So, I actually came up here and saved it. This is where our save point and rest area is, but first we're going to come over here and pick up a glass armlet. And up here next to the Moogle is going to be an ether. And then we're going to come talk to said Moogle. And Mognet. This is Moghi. We have a letter from Moghi from Kumop, so let's see what it says. From Kumop to Moghi. Stiltskin visited me. He said he found a place that seemed interesting, and then he left. Oh, she stayed longer. Where did he go? Let me know when you find out. I wonder if he stopped in Lindblum. That's a very good question. So, this is all we can really get right now, item-wise. We can explore the castle later and find some more stuff, but right now that's really the extent of it. So, we're going to take a look at the equipment that we just got. The glass armlet is going to go on Zidane, but not at the moment. It'll let him learn Steel Gill and Antibody. It also does lower his spirit, which apparently spirit is something that affects his steel. So I'll have to get a little more research into that. But we are still learning Beast Killer, and we're only 7 points away from that, so not too far. Everything else goes on Steiner. We already have an Iron Helm, but the silver gloves give him the ability to learn Undead Killer, and the linen cuirass lets him learn Cover, both of which lowering everything except for the bronze gloves, which raise his spirit by 1. So, yeah. Abilities on Steiner. And Steiner is like already out of stuff, so Undead Killer, Bug Killer, Beast Killer, Cover. Takes damage in place of someone else. I could throw that on there in exchange for, you know, something else, but I think right now we'll keep Bug and it really doesn't matter. We'll leave those off. The killers don't really matter at the moment because I'm not going to be getting into any fights. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to take the lift to talk to Regent Sid. I love that every Final Fantasy game has a Sid. Not every game. This is a tradition that started later on, but I like Sid. I like that connection, that we're going to have that, So, Artania is going to be telling us about the structure of Lindblum. So they do have a water harbor as well as the airship harbor. But since air travel has become more popular, the water harbor is all but unused. And since the mist is dangerous, they had to seal it off. So, you can ride the air cab from the mid-level to go to town, and the upper level contains the royal chamber and conference rooms. And that's just of this section. That's not even talking about what's in town. So we learn that Zidane has lived in Lindblum for a while, but yet never met Regent Sid. He may seem odd at times, but he's very dependable. He and my father were best friends. That's the thing. There's not a lot of discussion about Garnet's father. will arrive in the upper level shortly. As soon as he says that is when we start slowing down. Perfect timing, Minister. Sire, Princess Garnet of Alexandria. She comes in and bows, and there's no one on the throne there. Yeah, there's no one there. Oh, what the heck? It's a talking Oglop. And Steiner's first response to punch a talking Oglop. We've met Oglops before, but not a talking Oglop. And Steiner's, hey, well, let's punch it. Why aren't you talking to an Oglop? Even the Oglops are big on Lindblom. Yeah, what's the hell's going on? Get that repulsive bug off the throne. And Steiner, you know, still eating his words. I remember that mustache. Sid has been turned into an Oglop, or Sid was an Oglop. I recognize your pendant's description. It's so much like my falcon's claw. I love the guac, because apparently, you know, that's, you know, Oglop's speech pattern. Allow me to explain. About 6 months ago, someone snuck into the castle and attacked the regent in his sleep. The regent had been transformed into Oglop, and his wife, Lady Hilda, was abducted. Oh no! Zidane, whoever pulled this off had to be highly skilled like me. But it was you. That's not possible. Do you know who we are? Yeah, I'm Regent Sid. Just because I look like an Oglop doesn't mean, you know, I have the intelligence of an Oglop. I desperately need to speak to you about my mother. That's what I figured. Why don't you all get some rest? Well, that's, you know, nice of the Regent. So, you know, Mazel Tov for some rest. I can't stand the food at the castle. It's way too high class for my tastes. Can anyone get full on that stuff? The cheap food here is a lot better. Zidane seems to be a person of simple tastes, you know? He doesn't go in for all the extra... Which is funny for a thief. Most thieves go in for the extravagance. But, not Zidane. Yo, Pops, I'll have the special. And there's a gentleman with also equally impressive mustaches. Must be a thing here in Lindblom. This man has one. The Regent had one. And this is Bobo, apparently. Barkeep extraordinaire. And Lillian seems to be a stunning young lady that Zidane is apparently already forgotten about his infatuation with Garnet because he's, you know, hitting on the server. Wonderful. Sounds like you've never been on one. You know, Lindblom is quite a sight from above. Woman at the counter. Hey, monkey tail, you're disturbing the other customer. Ooh, them's fighting words. You've got a tail too, rat face. So, the person at the counter is a Burmesian. They are kind of rat people. They show up in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and Advance 2 a lot. As well as Final Fantasy 12. So... And Bobo's like, there's not going to be any fighting. But apparently, whoever this is actually knows Zidane and is just, you know, giving him a hard time. You forgot my name. No, I totally remember. You're Helga, right? Christine. Oh yeah. You used to live next door to me. How's it going, Rachel? As opposed to Rachel? You've really gotten big. I love how it's like, you nasty little... I'd never forget a pretty girl's name. So now we get to name the character, so Zidane will actually remember it. And this is Freya, probably one of my favorite characters in this game. One of my favorite Final Fantasy characters in general. I love Freya. Same old Zidane. It's been about 3 years since we've seen her, so... And she's looking for her boyfriend. I bet, you know, Zidane loves to bring up the I could be, you know. And Freya's here for the Festival of the Hunt. Oh, I'm sure you'll find him someday. Are you participating? Nah, it's work. And yeah, I love how Freya just calls it like it's like a lazy bum. I have no reason to return to Burmecia. Nothing there for me anymore. Poor Freya. Freya's story is just so... just tragic. It hurts. I love Freya to death, though. Wonderful character. How's the Queen? Still as vibrant as ever? Well, she's losing her mind, and her skin's bluish purple. I wouldn't call that vibrant. Since father died, mother's been acting strangely. I really wonder, like, the Queen just seems so not right. I really hope there was some sort of change when her husband died and then she just kind of went crazy. Because the blue skin really is kind of a strange thing. But there's suspicious people going around the castle. I don't know what's going on anymore. And she's planning something terrible. Yeah, no one's taking me seriously. They think I'm distraught. Oh, you're just being hysterical. I'm happy that you came to me for help. You're the only... Yeah, well, maybe the only person that you will listen to. You never know. I decided to sneak on board and come here no matter what. I just never expected the crew to kidnap me. I was the one who ordered the Tantalus crew to kidnap you. Ooh! Secrets are coming out! I once promised your father that anything happened, I'd protect you. And Cid knows about what's going on in Alexandria, so... But had we acted directly, it would have started a war. So I asked Baku for... So apparently Cid and Baku are friends. That's great. That's how he knew that Zidane wasn't involved in kidnapping his wife, because he's friends with Tantalus. And no one would suspect Lindblom was behind it. And that's the thing, because you've got royal families that are related to in other countries, they can't directly, you know, do anything because then it's still other countries, other sovereign countries. War would pop up really in a heartbeat. And Dagger's telling him about what we saw with the Black Mage dolls, and that they're looks like they're being made by, you know, Alexandria. Mother's planning on using them for war. See, that's what I thought. Who builds an army of soulless, you know, automatons, but other than for an army? Even if she were to command an army of black mages, she won't make a move as long as we have our airship fleet. Yeah, you gotta... Air superiority is a thing. Don't be so formal. I'm helping you because I'm your Uncle Sid, not because I'm the Regent of Limbo. Aww. And there's something on his throne that keeps sparkling. I see flashes of red. I wonder if that's anything important. Usually anything that sparkles is, you know, important. And we are at the airship dock number 1, where they conduct research. Lonely, isn't it? We had a new airship model about here about 6 months ago. And it didn't require mist to fly. Interesting. The man who attacked you, was he the one who ran off with it? No, actually, I met a lovely lady at the pub. What? Oh, so, okay. He wasn't attacked and his wife wasn't kidnapped. He was having an affair, his wife found out, turned him into an oglop, and stole the airship, which was named Hildegard. I love it. I love it. She hasn't been back since. Been working on the Hildegard too, but my mind just isn't the same as an oglop. I seem to remember that there's a side quest involving that we could turn... I don't know if it's a side quest or a story that involves us trying to turn Sid back into a human. Southgate... Yeah, Southgate's being repaired, and then we can go to Alexandria. So, you know, we've got a little time here. So let's see if there's something that we can do. Oh, is something wrong? About how the theater ship crashed. Baku sure has good men working for it. Oh. Well, yes he does. And now... it's Zidane and Vivi. Yeah, I really don't have a concept of time when all we can see is like 3/4 inside of a building. I wonder where people go if they want to be alone. Oh, poor Vivi. He's still not quite himself after the events with Black Waltz number 3. Some become airship engineers, sculptors, actors. Seems like a very bustling city. Don't even remember why Zidane came here his first time. I would imagine, well, at the moment they're still trying to get here. Hideout is in the theater district. Let me go look around town. Alright, so apparently Vivi wants to be alone, you know. And Zidane's like, oh, go find yourself a cute girl. And we get an active time event, Teach Me Mogster, my first synthesis lesson. So I've said that we want to keep all of our older items and equipment for synthesis, and this is what synthesis is about. So, today I'm going to talk about synthesis shops. In addition to regular shops where you can buy and sell items, there's synthesis where you can synthesize items to create new items. All you need are 2 items to serve as the base and a few gil to cover labor. Money you need, amount of each pay vary for the synthesized item. Here are some examples. The Ogre requires 2 Mage Mashers and 700 gil, and it creates a new weapon. Desert Boots, leather hat, leather shirt, and 300 gil. If you haven't been to a synthesis shop, check out the one in Lindblom. I'll tell you a big secret. I heard rumors that there's a legendary synthesist who can create the best items. I don't know where he lives or what he looks like. I'm assuming he's going to be the person who does our ultimate weapons, because there's always a thing about ultimate weapons in Final Fantasy games. So, yeah. Synthesis, and since, you know, we have some of these things, we have 2 Mage Mashers, you know, that's kind of why you want these things, because then it makes it easier so you don't have to spend even more money to cover the cost of synthesis. And the last thing we're going to do in this episode is we're going to fail at getting in the door, and we are going to come to Mudon and see if he's got anything, and he has a letter for us. So, from Ruby, the member of Tantalus that we left back in Alexandria at the bar. Ain't y'all coming back to Alexandria? I'm so lonely. Just kidding, I'm opening a little theater in an alley here. A bartender pal of mine is quitting the saloon and getting into showbiz, and he asked me to help. Oh, well, it's glad that, you know, she's, you know, actually doing well. So, I'm going to take this opportunity to save, and I'll see you guys in the next installment, where we get to explore Lindblom, and, basically raid it for all it's worth. So, till then, later everyone.